Hi, I'm Lee. Welcome to the channel. I hope you're having a lovely day. I'm a short, overweight, middle-aged white dude. I've got thinning brown hair, black gloss, I'm wearing a grey t-shirt, and I'm standing in front of not my Model Y, which I'll explain in a second, because in this video, we're going to have a look at the BoomBox feature in Tesla Model 3s and Model Ys. Now, I believe all Teslas in the US and the UK ship with this already, and all Teslas Model 3s and Model Ys that will be shipping from now on in Australia, it's now early May 2023, will come with this feature pre-installed, but you can actually get it custom installed afterwards by Tesla if you want to, which is what I've done, which is why I've got my friend Allison's Model Y there, because it doesn't have the BoomBox, and I want to show you what the car sounds like without the BoomBox and what the car sounds like with the BoomBox, because one of the first features you need to know about with the BoomBox, there's some really cool ones, but the one that might not be so cool, or the one that people might be a bit concerned about, is that it now makes a sound when it goes in reverse or forward. The logic behind this is that basically, you know, because Teslas are so quiet, which is I think one of the really nice features of it, is that it might be dangerous to pedestrians in a parking lot and things like that. They may not hear you coming. Now, I know a lot of people might be going, well, people should be paying attention and they're going to be, you know, with their headphones on, they're going to be watching things on their phones, or they're not going to see the car. These are all valid points, but we can do what we can to try and make ourselves more noticeable in parking lots and when you're driving at low speed. So the BoomBox is basically a little speaker that, you know, projects sound externally outside of the car that will make kind of like a sound when you're going forwards under 30 kilometers an hour, and it'll make a, for lack of a better way to describe it, UFO sound when you're going in reverse. And the UFO sound is, the reverse one's a lot louder, which makes sense because it's harder for you to see what might be behind you when you're reversing. Now, to show you what the difference of sound is between these two cars, one that has it, one doesn't, we're now going to have Allison move the car a little bit forward and a little bit backwards, and I've got the microphone over there set up so you can really get a good idea of what it sounds like, and you'll hear how not loud it is. So off you go, Allison. So as you could hear, or as you couldn't hear, the Tesla without the BoomBox is ridiculously quiet. Now, through the magic of editing, we're now going to switch to my Model Y. You'll hear what it sounds like going forwards and backwards with the BoomBox installed. So let's switch that now. So now that we've switched to my car, let's listen to what it sounds like going forwards and going backwards. So you can barely hear the forward one. You can definitely hear the reverse one, can't you? Now, you can't, it's not as loud when you're in the car, obviously, but you can still hear it. Another thing is you cannot switch this off. This is one little thing that I would say about the car, is that it would be nice. I understand why you can't switch it off, because it's a safety thing and you don't want people to switch off a safety thing. But it would be nice if you could have the feature where you could say, you know what, switch it off just for the next 5 minutes. So for example, if I'm getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning to go on a shoot, I'm not going to wake up the whole neighborhood by reversing my car out of the driveway. So that would be a nice feature, but I appreciate that. Now let's have a look at some of the fun things that you can do with the Model 3 and the Model Y because you have the BoomBox. So let's check that out now. So we've talked about the things that some people may not like about the BoomBox feature, but now let's talk a little bit about some of the fun features. So the first thing you'll notice is that when you go into Sentry mode, when there's no one in the car, there's 2 new buttons in the bottom right hand corner. And the first one is, I'm sorry, I'm a child, I know, but just so I know you will look at this and you go, and I will refer you again, if you haven't seen my review, my overview of the Model Y, I mentioned this in this video. There is a scene in Blazing Saddles by Mel Brooks, which is the antithesis of human. No matter how smart and intelligent and cleverly crafted a joke may be, a bunch of cowboys sitting around a campfire eating beans and farting is hilarious. I challenge you to not laugh when you see me do I'm sorry. Okay. Now, the other feature that you get is you can talk through the speaker. So, for example, if you're using the cameras and you see someone in a blue shirt sitting on the car, you could hold down on this little microphone button and go, "Please don't sit on me."
Please don't sit on me.
Yes, you in the blue shirt.
Yes, you in the blue shirt.
So a little bit of fun there. Now, let's jump in the car and see some of the other features that you have of the BoomBox. Now let's have a look at what you can do in terms of the functions of the BoomBox when you're actually in the car. So if you go into your toy box, you will then see a BoomBox installed here. And so you can say, play current media. So I'm listening to a podcast at the moment, and it'll play the podcast in the car, but it'll play it outside the car as well. Keep in mind, it's not, it's not the fanciest speaker, so it's not going to sound amazing, but if you're out camping or whatever, you could play music, and it's kind of cool. You can also use that megaphone function from inside the car. So if you tap on megaphone, "Hello, how are you?" and it'll do that outside of the car, in fact saying everything I'm saying, which is why people are looking at me funny, so I'm just going to turn that off. And then you can make it make a ton, and I mean a ton, of silly sounds when you hoot the horn. So for example, our good old friend fart, or alternatively we could do a goat, we could do old horn, we could do applause. As you can see, there is a plethora of, well, not a plethora, there's that many options. So if we go ta-da, the one disadvantage of this is, I believe this, and people may correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this only works when you're in park. So as soon as you put the car into gear, so for example, if I put the car into drive, the horn is just the horn. And then I've actually got to put it into, actually no, let's try that again. So if I put horn sound, leave it on ta-da, and then put the car into, yeah, see, as soon as I put the car into drive, it turns that off. And only when I'm in park do I then have the option to turn it on. So you do get the horn sound and you get the ta-da. So the horn bit is because it only works when you're parked, but it's a fun little thing to do, and you could just do those noises outside of the megaphone. So oh dear, let's I'm far too old to be doing that one. That one I should probably have my ringtone on as a no, let's forget that. So to summarize, you've got the forward sound and the backward sound. The forward sound you can barely hear. Even when you've got the windows open, you can't really hear it. The backward sound you definitely hear, even when you've got the windows closed. I've had it for a week or so. I'm pretty much used to it, so it's not that big of a deal. The megaphone and the play current media. The megaphone from inside the car, I don't think it's that useful. Doing it from the app, I think, is pretty cool. Playing media, I can definitely see if you're out camping or something like that, you could use this as literally your boombox, which is quite nice. And again, the quality is not amazing, but it's totally passable. Yeah, I think it's for $290 if you live in Victoria, or $280 if you live everywhere else, because Victoria, the expensive state, you don't move here for the weather. Yeah, I think it was worthwhile. Also, it meant that I could make my car fart, and it was totally a tax deductible expense because this is a work video. So that's a thing. Now you might say I have the emotional maturity of a 12-year-old. To that I go, I don't think I'm that mature. I hope you found this video helpful. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you have liked or enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And if you have subscribed already, thank you so much for your support. We'll catch you on the next one. Safe and happy driving. And I'm standing in a parking lot behind, in front. What do we? It's in front of.
You're in.
I'm in front of. Yeah. Okay. Good. Something that a lot of people have commented on is how. No. Okay. Let's. I was getting too wordy anyway. Hi, I'm Lee. How's the shadow coming? Yeah, shadow's alright. Hi, I'm Lee. Welcome to the channel. Oh, for God's sake. Oh no, they found each other. Happy days. Okay. I'm Lee. Welcome to the channel. I hope you're having a lovely day. I'm a short of... Hang on, what's... Just need to check that again. Hang on, I'm just going to move this ever so slightly. And now I'm going to stand really, really still. And Alison's going to go jump in the car and move it forwards and backwards. Just give me a shout when you're going to move, because I'll try and... Yeah. I have no idea how this is going to edit together, but we'll see how we go. So let's switch that now. I'll try a couple times. Cool, and now... I know, I'm 12, but anyway.